Overview of Literature, Week 7. Petrarch is considered the father of humanism, and references to classical societies, mores, and civic duty abound in several of his poems. In Sonnet 62, Petrarch's love for Laura mirrors Apollo's love for Daphne. In the poets and Greek gods' lives, the greater reward is the laurel rather than the fruition of romantic love that has been pursued by the poet and denied by his beloved. Some poets, particularly Petrarch and Shakespeare, appear to blend both lifestyles in order to realize their aesthetic. Petrarch's sonnet sequence often describes Laura's physical appearance in extravagant depth, but only as a means for the poet to realize his own thoughts interiorly. Francis Petrarch was born in Arezzo on July 20, 1304, and initially trained as a law student. He received patronage from the powerful Colonna family, refusing offices of bishop and papal secretary and preferring instead to invest his time in humanistic scholarship and the arts. His most famous work, the Rhymes Sparse, which is scattered rhymes, is a collection of 366 songs and sonnets based on the calendar year. The work is written in Italian and is highly introspective, taking the poet himself as the object of study as he deals with how his thoughts and identity are transformed by an idealized woman named Laura. Within Petrarchan sonnet form, the sestet and octet often contrast formally or semantically, and rhymes in ABBA form are used to reinforce or contradict meanings. In other words, a problem is generally presented in the octet and resolved in the sestet. The Japanese imported the Chinese writing system, but used it to produce their own distinct literature. They also adopted the concept of a state headed by a divine monarch, a government system based on administrative statutes and laws. Buddhism is a state religion, courtly culture, medicine, and the culture of painting, calligraphy, and tea. The cultural dialogue with China resulted in one of the world's most complex literary traditions. Aristocratic women of the period were knowledgeable in Chinese literature, including waka poetry, women's diaries, and tales. Men and women were strictly segregated. Women were to marry and bear children, and a noble woman's days were spent behind curtains away from the male-dominated world. Because marriages tended to be political and economical arrangements, spouses tended to seek love elsewhere, and men held several wives at different establishments. Seishonigan is known for the Pillow Book, which is a hybrid form. There are various genres within it, including journal entries, catalogs, and short essays. Key themes that appear in her writing include courtly life, nature, and okashi, which is aesthetics, judgment, and taste. She often used wit, humor, and moments of glamour in her writing. This concludes the lecture PowerPoint presentation for the Norton Anthology of World Literature.